the red phone. You gotta turn the microphone.
It's on.
No, it's crossed out.
It is now.
Oh.
This is a test. A test.
1, 2, 3 test.
Just a random test here. Michael at Oregon Sweet Leaf Revival. I thought I would try to make an attempt at starting, I guess, kind of a stoner reflection of just a video blog of the day-to-day of what it is to be involved as an activist and as somebody who works very hard, you know, trying to make this thing happen all the way across the seaboard. I guess this is more of an inspiration because for me, I've been dabbling with this plant magic for a very long time, and it's led me down a course in my life that I don't think any book or any person has ever been as inspirational to me than this plant, the one that everybody loves to call the cannabis sativa plant. And, you know, a lot of wonderful things are happening in the movement across the seaboard, okay? North Carolina or South Carolina?
One of the Carolinas.
One of the Carolinas. I'm really freaking high right now, guys, gals. Boy, that bud flower oil extract is just wow. Non-solvent, by the way. I use solventless method to extract my oils.
Alcohol.
Anyways, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, not isopropyl.
No, I don't know, not alcohol. So, anyway.
The kind you drink.
CO2 is the best.
Oh
so, anyways, as I was saying, from my random little trip off our little path, I want to try to just put this down as I see it, and whether anybody fucking hears me or not, I don't really care, because I'm personally doing this as a reflection for me, my wife, and what we're gonna look back on as this thing grows, called the cannabis community. This is the first episode ever, and so, you know, at this state, I think the memorable thing is that we're just sitting a little over 24 states now in the union of this country we call America, and that's what the natives called it. The natives didn't call it America, man. You're all fucking lied to. Okay, that's not what the native folks of this island called it. So, and I'm sure we'll go there, but not today. Yeah, man, some good shit. 24 states. We get another state, that's 25. That's half the union. We've got almost half the union now. And that's on the blood of every one of those individuals who have been prosecuted, put in cuffs, been mishandled and abused by the court system, and those that are facing sentences that are just insane in our country today. Okay? And on top of that, you know, it says a lot. But all that shit gets forgotten in the fucking dabs and the hip hop and all the other bullshit that I see commercially coming into this. And to tell you the truth, that's not where this fucking movement started. And it insults those great people that tried very hard to make this happen. You know, Captain Jack and many other people are still being prosecuted and persecuted and used in the system because of cannabis. And yet, you know, dabs and high times. And I just find it sickening when there's still people locked up for this.
It is
All right.
absolutely disgusting.
And so I guess with this, you know, I know all my technology isn't all up to date and shit with this, but I've been involved in cannabis since 1976. And my inspiration was that of my cousins, whom, you know, come from many generations of pot growers, you know, and I don't recall one fucking time in 44 years of my life that commercialization ever came into play when it came to fucking cannabis, because, you know, I know technology is changing and things are advancing, but I think the commercialization of shit needs to slow the fuck down, and I really do mean that. And the reason I say that is because what you're doing is instead of doing what was originally done with the co-ops and the folks out there that were, you know, investing everything they had into their gardens and hoping to God the fucking cops didn't pull them and ruin their lives and take their children and fucking lock them up in jail, because that shit happened. And it happens now. It's 2014 and it's still fucking happening. I got somebody in my state right now. There's 4 individuals in my state that are facing life sentences for being medical growers, being patients and helping patients that couldn't afford their medicine. These folks gave it out free, man. Lori Duckworth and her crew. You go ahead and figure that out, okay? Neither here or there, man. You know, I'm not going to turn this into no rant, okay? All I'm saying is it is what it is. Big box fucking comes into the scene, man, and in every individual who thought that it ever mattered has ruined the reason we love cannabis. And I really think that we need to learn a different style of independence, a different approach to this plant. Now that it's been semi-freed and we're sitting at 24 states, there's individuals out there in the world that don't know a fucking thing about this plant. Okay, all they know is fucking, yeah, dealers got some scrub weed and fucking you get what you get. Okay, that was my experience for all those years previous to this glorification of the plant. And I think it's great, okay? I think it's great that it's getting out there and the world is becoming aware of how beautiful this thing can be for everybody, for all nations, all creeds, all tongues. I don't care who you are. It's going to be a beautiful thing for you if you have your hand on it and you choose to use it. I see the alcohol industry, see the fucking chemical companies, and I see all the fucking pharmaceutical companies are still struggling, and they're still padding the pockets of these fat politicians, man. And that's why I'm still seeing convictions. And you know another thing that I don't need? I don't need your fucking regulations, man. If there's anybody out there that has anything to do with a panel or a board or anything, as a patient, a certified medical patient in my state, man, I don't need your fucking regulations. Okay? I pay my fucking dues. You guys get your little fucking fees so that I can grow my shit. So leave me the fuck alone. You know? Fuck that bullshit. Fuck your fees and your licensing and shit. That plant never once asked you for your fucking licensing fees. It doesn't need you. It never once needed your licensing fees. It continues to go on, man. This fucking plant's been around for a long time, man. They're digging this shit up out of Pharaoh's tombs, man. Curing little babies. Giving them a fucking lease on life, man. What the fuck, America?
Did you tell them about Texas?
Yeah, what about Texas? Here's a trip for you folks. Newsflash, man. Texas.
Called the courthouse.
Ganja God is called the courthouse. And And interesting enough, you know, uh, Texas is fucking considering on legalizing their shit. Good job, Normal of Texas.
Well, for medical
Good job, Normal of Texas. Good job, all you Texas pot activists. Good job, all you Texas citizens who've been prosecuted, persecuted, and abused by your system. Good job, man. Fucking A's. Let's hope this shit happens, man, for you guys down there in Texas. My granddaddy came from Texarkana. I know that you folks in Texas say, oh, that's not Texas. But, you know, when my grandfather was alive, it was kind of a different story. So the dig and trip on that, man, is that, you know, it's a good deal for you guys down there, man. And fucking kudos to you Longhorn motherfuckers down there. Kudos, man. My arms around the entire big state, the Lone Star State. You'll never see me in your state, but hey, man, you know, because I'm one of those individuals that was convicted and put in prison for the use of this plant. So, I've been prosecuted and persecuted, had tickets written up for me for possession of marijuana since 1976. My first possession was in 1979. I'd have to ask my mother about that, but I think it was in 1979. I didn't even know my name at that age. Oh, and by the way, I want you to know that you all you ass-tards out there that think that, oh, the children, the cannabis and the children. When I was a little kid, you know, it was very easy for me to go score, you know, a 2-finger pinch, a 3-finger pinch, a 4-finger pinch. It was easy for me to steal it, man. So, you know, I seen other people using it around me, and so, you know, therefore I chose to use it. And did it ever become a gateway? Absolutely not. Never once became a gateway in my life, man. The only gateway that it fucking led me through was the jailhouse door. That was the only gateway it ever led me fucking through. And I refuse to stop. And I'm going to smoke some here right now. And I've smoked it on camera. I don't give a fuck. You guys know who I am. So, it is what it is. You know? I wanted to say one more on this issue in regards to this legalization, though. Good job for you guys down in Texas. And one of you Carolinas, good job for you guys, too. All you people that have fought hard to make this happen down there in those states. Come on, man. We need 25. 25. We get half to the union. We're gonna have a fucking world pot party somewhere. Yeah. You know, come over to the Pacific Northwest. We can arrange it or some shit, man. But guys, man, we're gonna have a fucking world pot party. We got half the fucking union already in green, man. You know, legal green almost. You know, 24 states. That's a celebration. When we get to 25, guys and gals, we need to have a party, man. We need to call it the State of the Pot Union. Yes. And what we'll do is we'll all converge. Everybody will converge like a giant potluck. All the growers of all the legal states will converge in one little area, and we'll celebrate in a legal state. I think it needs to be done, you know. I know that's something that you know, the big producers could never see done. You know, they wouldn't want common people at their events because, you know, they're not pretty enough or whatever the fuck it is, or they don't all subscribe to the beep beep music that comes with this new culture and all that other crap. But the thing is, man, is we need to come together, all of us, one and all, man. And irregardless of the crap you listen to or who the fuck you are, man, we all need to come together, and we need to thank Jack Hare, we need to thank Captain Jack and many other folks, man, all the way across the country. And we need to fucking free those that are in prison right now for the use of cannabis, man. It's stupid and it's ridiculous, man. And fuck politics, man. There's no politicking about it, man. Half the union's gonna be fucking legal here pretty soon. And we need to fucking free these dudes now. You know? This is a fucking injustice. This is, you know, I mean, they're burning little kids in Syria, man. You think that's the biggest part of their fucking problem? Let the potheads go. It's us growers and us fucking patients and us users and recreational folks and all the people across the world that love cannabis. It's us that's going to bring this world back to its feet again. Because once everybody starts using cannabis, ain't nobody going to go fight no war, man. You don't want to. They're not going to want to fight a war because they're in love with cannabis. You want to know why they're in love with cannabis? Because it opens their mind to the next level, man.
Yep.
It takes them away from the plasticness of what it was and what it's going to be in the next level. Cannabis is going to do a lot for folks, man. In this radioactive environment, when little kids are dying of cancer, not in my state. I've got a little girl by the name, I don't know, you know, and if you guys have heard of her, gals have heard of her, I want you to go check her out. But her name is Brave Michaela, man, and she's from my state, and she's been a very big inspiration just to keep going with Oregon Sweet Leaf Revival for me, man. You know, because everything I do is free for my patient friends, man. I bring free plants, free seed strains. We work with each other free of charge because there's no reason to wrap money around this plant, man. It's stupid. I still don't agree with it, and I probably won't agree with it because every time you do, man, it brings fucking greed and bullshit. Bullshit. That's why the fucking politicians and the regulators and, you know, all those idiots want to get in there and fucking start taxing the shit out of your shit. Not mine, man. Fuck that. I got my own seed stock. I got my own seed strains. My friends and family and members of my club have it. We're not going to ever go out. And we got original strains, man. You know, not that crap that you're trying to hybrid out. We got strains with high CBD and high CBNs because these are strains that everybody says, oh, they're the weaker ones. But yet, when you test them today, they're some of the highest points on the average. Cup-winning plants. So
true.
Cheers. All I'm trying to say, man, is that with this episode and with the Druid Smoke Show from now on, man, I'm going to work to try to improve it. I want it to be black and white primarily because we're still being watched, man. You know, I look at this camera as, okay, it's watching me, and I understand that there's going to be people out in the world that are going to be watching this, and they may misinterpret it, and I pray not, but, you know, this isn't about the world, man. This is about me, my personal use, my love for my garden, my strains that I'm mastering, you know, my breeds, my seed stock, you know, petrichor, my dream plant, the plant that I fucking work my ass off on, you know, and I never wanted petrichor to ever be anything but what it is, and it's turning out more than what I expected. And the only reason it turned out more than I expected is because I believe that Shiva has her presence on that plant, man. And I'm glad, man. I'm glad. I dig it. You know, and I know that so many other patients out there, man, when I bring those seeds to those patients and hand it to them, you know, here, man, put these in the ground. Let's get this shit started for you, bro. Let's get your script going, man, so that harvest time come around, man, you're never going to forget that moment. The first time you do it, step away from the dispensaries and all these people that want to convince you that there's only one way to do it, man, and grow to love what I've grown to love. That's why I'm calling this the Druid Smoke Show, man. Because I'm not an atheist. I'm a Druid, man. I practice ancient northern Druid methods, and I use those plants, you know, thankfully. And not only do I use them thankfully, but these plants are treated as if they're my children. I don't look at them as fucking profit. You know, that would make me feel fucking dirty, man. If I want to be a fucking drug dealer, I would have went back 20 years ago. I've been there, done that stupid shit. Didn't fucking mean anything to me, man. This right here is something different. You know? After your first harvest, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Your second harvest, man, you're gonna be. Your third, you're gonna be, wow. You know, by your fourth and fifth harvest, after your 20th harvest, your 100th harvest, you know, it took me 100 harvests to get to that level. But the thing is you get to 100 harvests in your life, man, where when you pull 100 harvests down, man, you know, sometimes that feels like more than 100 years. It feels like 1,000 years, you know, and you've got to keep that original with that maintained level of strain. And you know, I'm hearing stories about people wanting to fucking breed hemp with cannabis and crossbreed those two strains, because they want some CBD research done on that. And you know, that's cool, I can understand that, but man, I think you need to be careful about that. And I don't think that should be done in just some backyard grow, man. I mean, I have a laboratory set up pretty much for my seeds. I mean, I put them under scrutinous cleanliness. I mean, I'm a clean freak when it comes to my seeds. And so, you know, when I'm breeding seed stock, my female and my male are tops, or I'm not doing it. I'm not going to breed it, you know, and it's got to be a good top shelf strain for me. It's got to be something that's going to hit the pain and deal with my body throughout the day without a whole bunch of smoking to be done. Because I don't, when I'm smoking my marijuana, man, I don't have to smoke pounds of it in a session, man. You know, I can smoke gently throughout the day and still just be plenty medicated and not hurt. I can be a father, and I can be a grandfather and a husband, and I can, you know, I can be a gardener and grow my fucking garden and grow my, you know, my strains here at my seed house, and you know, work on developing better strains so that I can help sick people. That's my only goal, you know. And with strains that I'm working on, I've got, you know, multiple collections of seeds. I've got jars of different styles and different breeds, and I'm talking breeds that go clear back into the 90s and that have not been cloned or crossed or anything. They've just a seed and put away in my jar, you know what I mean? Wrote what it was that I had that time and put away, you know. And even the feminized strains, you know, even those, man, I you know, when you get a homorph, even with homorphs, you know, there's a good high probability that you're going to end up with some dank females, because they're, you know, a homorph is went from a female transformation into a male and produced her own seed stock. And that is common. It does happen. It's not like all the time, but fucking it does happen. And I got one to prove that. So there's many different levels of this transformation. But the cool thing is if you can just start with one, just one. If you love the plant, and just start with that one, man. And then, you know what I mean? If you're not really confident, cool. Start out slow. Start out with one, man. Don't get greedy. Love that one fucking plant until it's finished. Come on, man. You know. And if you're gonna do it indoors, you can control everything. It's all good, you know. So, just some things to think about for those that are out there growing and whatnot, man. You know, I'm not here to, you know, try to, you know, piss anybody off or anything, but, you know, these are my views, strictly my views on how I feel about the commercialization of cannabis, and, you know, and how it's going to take away from a lot of things. And so as we progress in this episodes, we will move forward with different shows. And, you know, this is my first episode, and like I said, I'm not trying for fucking viewers. I'm not here for that. I'm just here to try to fucking help that one person that may be hearing me, and whoever that may be. And, you know, when we smoke weed and we smoke oil and we smoke dabs, it's a commonality. Your common to my commonality is that your plant, plant product, whatever you may be using, is yours. And so the concept is that as this community, we're sitting at almost half the union right now in legalization. As we move forward, it's going to grow exponentially even further. And so we got to take it easy on commercialization. Got to, man. Because if you don't, man, fucking big shit's going to come in and stomp your fucking ass out. That's all it is, man. There's been billions. When I was a kid in the 70s, man, there was billions and billions of mom and pop stores. There was thousands of stores and individual stores owned by different families in my town, man. And then old fucking Sam Walton came along with this fucking Walmart shit and put it right in the middle of my fucking town. And I watched my town fucking die in fucking seconds, man. A capital city. So...
it's terrible.
Just some things to think about, man. Okay, Walmarts and all that shit, they're going to move in on the weed crops after this shit legalizes, and y'all fucking know it. So,
buy your weed for 99 cents.
Yeah, Walmart weed
gram.
made in fucking China. Because if you go to Walmart, everything's going to be fucking made in China.
Oh, that's
oh, yeah. Oh, and it's going to be so fucking regulated. You don't even know, man. I live in a legal state, and it's so fucking regulated. You ain't going to regulate my crop.
Nope.
You might be able to regulate somebody else's fucking crops, but not mine, man. Not my strains. You ain't gonna be able to do that. My friends want strains, man. Here you go, bro. Let's get that shit started right now. Fuck the bullshit, fucking commercialization and shit. Buy this, buy that. Fuck that, man. Why do I gotta buy anything? Right? Pounds of fucking weed. I don't need to buy shit. And oh, by the way, the seed didn't cost me anything, man. I did a tattoo of a dude, man. He gave me a fucking nugget of his shit, and I took it home and I found the fucking seed, and I called my friend up and I said, hey, man, what was that fucking weed that you gave me, bro? And he's like, oh, yeah, it's that fucking Northern Lights, man. Cool. Fucking Northern Lights. Pop the fucking seed, and oh, lo and behold, what do I got? A female. A beautiful female. Just go back on my videos. You'll find her. Okay. Now, it all goes from that point to that point to that point. And that's how it begins. One seed to a fucking crop, to another fucking crop, to another crop, to another crop, to another seed, to another crop, to another crop, to another crop. Okay. Until Petrichor's birth. And she's going to stun the world, man. Petrichor is going to stun the world. Want to know why? Because she's going to be the most dankest plant there is, and she's going to be free to anybody that wants her. Yep, that's right. Nobody will have to buy her, man. She's free. See, that's Petrichor. And that's how she'll be remembered. She's the top indica strain there is. She comes from fucking some of the top indica strains. No sativas, top indica strains. Godbud? Fuck Godbud. Godbud ain't shit, man, compared to Petrichor. I've grown Godbud in my garden, man, in Oregon, man, and it ain't fucking crap. Yeah, okay, fine, yeah, it's good, yeah. Okay, whatever. But, it's got its purposes, I guess, man. But Petrichor, Northern Lights, Matanuska Thunderfuck, Master Kush. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna fucking step out of the view of that one too far. Northern Lights, Matanuska Thunderfuck, and Master Kush. That's my strain. Now, and that's a fucking top strain, man. That's a top finishing strain, man. She gives out high resin count, high THC count, very high CBDs, very high CBNs, In fact, if you do your research on fucking Lethe, you'll find out that it's got one of the highest amounts. You know. Oh, and then we're introducing Shishkaberry, the original Shishkaberry indoor strains. A friend of mine said, "Hey, I've got some Shishkaberry seeds. Thank you, Tom. Thank you very much. We love you. Oregon Sweetly loves Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks for your donation, bro. Those seeds, you know what we're gonna do with those seeds, Tom. Oh yeah.
We're gonna do some great.
Oh, and can I say it now that we're on the Druid Smoke Show? Can I say it about the other mysterious seed? Maybe I shouldn't reason. I've got a mystery seed. I've got one fucking mystery seed. That's right. It's not a mystery though. It's a mystery to the world.
Don't.
The world doesn't know that I've got it. But I do have a proven mystery seed. A fucking seed that everybody said, oh, will never be released. It will never happen. And I've got it. And, you know, a lot of people want to call it conspiracy kush. Oh, is it a conspiracy? Could it be that somebody had a fucking grow house somewhere and they were growing somebody else's strain that they didn't release? Just so you know. Thank you very much, my friend, my anonymous buddy, my co-conspirator.
You know who you are.
We love you. We know you're on the inside. I think I'm not, you know what I should say? We're just going to call him the Chronic Man. We appreciate you in surrendering the TGA strain. Now, I'm not saying that I'm necessarily going to do any releasing of it because I've never really been impressed overly. I think the only strain in TGA's levels that I've really been impressed with is Jelly Bean. She's tops. You know, I put Space Queen and all those other old fucking strains in there. You know, never really been impressed.
Good job, Miss Jill.
But Miss Jill did a top job on that Jelly Bean, man. And
we know you're the master.
I know that.
It all anyway.
I know that Miss Jill's the hand in that one. I know Sub's in there too, man. And our respects and
Sub's
props.
kind of a puss.
Our props to him, man. But this is Jilly's, and she did a good job on the strain, man.
He does bitch and moan a lot, though.
Yeah, he does a little complaining. I think he's just because he has a lot of stress, man. I think that's the issue with his life. Is, you know, he hasn't come home recently.
Oh, I'm sorry. No offense. Just certain people irritate me.
Yeah, I think the irritation is anomalous, you know. But the thing is Jelly Bean is fucking phenomenal. Top strain. Now, as far as this conspiracy kush that I got, I'll probably pop it, and if it turns out to be a female, I'll just fucking clone the shit out of it and put a question mark on it and give it away. And they can figure out what the fuck it is. I know what conspiracy kush is. And I've seen your guys' photos and talking about it and all that. I don't think I have a problem with the strain. It's a kush strain. I like indica. And after all, I'm a breeder of indica strains. Some of the rarest indica strains, I think. I haven't seen anybody else with the indica strains that I've got in my garden. And I haven't seen anybody else with the seed collection of indica strains that I have. Because I don't have the hybrid indica strains. I've got pure indica strains. I got indica strains from Morocco and different parts of the world that are completely different than what everybody's talking about commercially. So I seek out what I can seek from the purest sources so that I can bring in the most hardiest, purest plant. And I love Jelly Bean, though. Goddamn, that's some orangey tasting stuff, man.
Very good.
It's like you're eating a mandarin orange or some shit. A blood orange or something like that. It's fucking gets tops. And it finishes out really nice. Trichome, but fucking finish, yeah, it's phenomenal. Does well in Oregon, anyways. I don't know what it, I'm sure that fucking dry ass California climate is.
Yours is better.
I don't know that anybody, I've never had anybody, you know, I've never had anybody fucking complain. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm leaving the screen for 1 minute. Yeah. We're going to do well. Oh, yeah, you guys see my garden security back there? Oh, yeah, he's fucking watching. He's on duty right now, can you tell? He's watching my indica.
My baby Wotan.
Wotan. He's a fucking meathead.
Oh.
He's like, fuck you, leave me alone. Scratch my balls or leave me alone. Anyways, yeah, man, good shit's happening for the world, and good shit's happening in Oregon Sweet Leaf Revival's garden, and...
Oh, and by the way, Odin's not the only garden security we have. There's 6 more just like him to back him up.
Yeah, there's 6 more just like him to back him up. So, if there's any fucking little hoods out there fucking thinking that you're gonna fucking hop my fence and get in my garden, yeah, okay.
Can you say hamburger?
I'll say bring it. I don't need fucking anything but them. You may get 1 or 2, but you ain't gonna get 6. That's right.
You won't get Wotan because he's
6. You know, I'm a member of an honorary pack of American Bulldogs. I'm an honorary member, and I mean that. I mean that seriously. I really do. I'm blessed to be a part of their family, because in my world, you know, it's all about my dogs and my cannabis and my wife and my family. I don't need fucking politics. I don't need regulations. I don't need fucking hip hop to back my music and to back or what weed is. This show is for the 40-something fucking crowd anyways. The 20-year-old little girls are gonna want to go find the Bieber dudes. So, and in the Druid show, as you guys know, the Druid Smoke Show, it is what it is. It's just me, straight out fucking me. Okay?
And me too.
And Ganj Goddess. I'm talking about who I am as a person.
I know that, baby.
So, Oregon Sweet Leaf Revival is my dream, and I'm not going to stop until I'm dead. My son's taking over for me. And, you know, there'll be a day when he gets revealed, but at this point, the most important part is what's happening, you know, and what we're able to do for people. That's what's fucking really, really happening, is what we're able to do. Somebody out there has a need, we're able to fucking get it filled out. And we don't need your fucking, your bullshit, you know. We do what we do.
That's right.
You want a fucking dank ass plant? I'll make it happen. You want to learn how to grow? I'll show you how to grow. You'll never fucking need a book. I'll stand right next to you. I'll fucking stand right next to you until fucking seeds finish. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult, folks. Don't be overcomplicated with this whole idea, man. These kids with this, all the chemicals and the latest hoo-haws and gadgets and shit.
All you need are the 4 elements.
That's right. The 4 sacred elements. Yeah. Good times are to be had here coming up. We got a 7 to 10 event. We're going to be there. I'm going to be talking about cannabis independence. That's what Oregon Sweet Leaf Revival is about, man, is cannabis independence. No weed is pulled without giving thanks. And we literally mean that here at Oregon Sweet Leaf Revival. No weed is pulled without giving thanks. And you know, with our strains in our garden, they're top. We're doing good with that. Patients are getting free clones and free medicine, and it's a wonderful thing, man. And we're doing this literally off the wet of our own backs, and for the love of this plant. And as this thing grows, you know, from this first episode, I want the viewers to understand that it's important for us to know, for you to know that we appreciate your support, your viewership. You have questions, concerns, ideas, let us know. Just send us an email.
Yep.
God, you got us. Want to shoot out that email?
Sure, I will. At OregonSweetLeafRevival.com or OregonSweetLeafRevival at Yahoo.com, rather.
All is well with the Druid Smoke Show. We talk politics sometimes because we fucking hate politicians. I mean, anybody that ever loves cannabis, they just, what the fuck, man? What the hell are we fighting over, man? This is stupid. You know, now that we're sitting at half the union right now as legal states, legal medical gardens. Texas is thinking about 25. It'll be number 25, man. That'll be rocking. Right now as it is, 24, that'll be rocking. And so exciting times coming up with that, man. And it's going to be exciting times with Petrichor. Mm-hmm. She's a fucking top shelf strain, man. Oh, she's a goddess plant. Oh, yeah. She is a goddess plant. She's truly goddess, and I'm going to be posting more pictures of her as we put her up. If those of you that don't know what Petrichor is, I'll once again mention her strain. She's Northern Lights, Matanuska Thunderfuck, and Master Kush. And what we did is we took the top mothers, bred them, crossbred, and made those into beautiful, beautiful, healthy females. This year, our garden is full. We've been able to get free plants out to patients. Hey, man, that's our goal. Our goal's done. So, you know, and we'll keep doing it. As patients keep coming up, people that are coming up to us want to know how to grow, man, I'm here. I'll set it down. I'm a third-generation grower and breeder. So I'll throw it down. You know, and I think that as time progresses, folks out there, once this shit gets worldwide, man, and people back the fuck up, people are going to get tired of regulations. They're going to be saying, what? I thought this shit was legal. What do you mean I can only buy fucking 8 grams? What do you fucking mean I can only have this or that? What do you mean I got to pay $10,000 to open up a pot store? The fuck are you talking about? I got to do all that bullshit. Fucking Walmart don't need to do all that bullshit. What the fuck are you talking about? I need to pay 10 fucking grand to open up a goddamn pot store. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And in an illegal state, that's even more bullshit. Okay? You know, talking about how the feds are defunding this and that, and they're not going to fucking do any more raids on pot gardens and bullshit in medical states and legal states. That's all fucking cool. Talking about the FDA fucking declassifying it and dropping it off the fucking schedule. That's all cool. But when are we going to let these motherfuckers go that are locked up because they love cannabis as much as I do and everybody else out there? And this ain't about no beep beep little high time show, man. This is about what it is, the Druid Smoke Show. Yeah, man. I feel sorry for those folks out there that think that this shit's going to just come all the way around in full circle, because it ain't. I mean, come on, man. The first week that Washington became legal, the biggest dispensary in Seattle had its doors kicked in by the ATF. The first week that it became legal. They took all the patients' records. They took all their medicine. They took all kinds of bullshit from them. And, you know, can't do that from me, man. You can't do that from anybody in my club. You want to know why? Because they are paid members of their Oregon Medical Marijuana Program. And they're patients. I don't deal with caregivers, and I don't deal with anybody but the patient grower. I try to teach patients independence. I try to teach them independence by giving them a free seed, a free plant, each one of them. I don't care how many there are. There could be 1 million people lined up in me. I've got seeds. Yep. Mm-hmm. And my seeds aren't coming from no seed bank, but my own.
That's right.
3 generations. Yeah, it's ludicrous, man. In our state right now, in the state of Oregon, if you want to have a dispensary, guess what? You're gonna pay $4,000 to the state. Oh, and you got to have a licensed botanist. If you do pay, after you pay the $4,000, then you got to pay another. I think it's like another couple grand to the city you're in, and it's got to be so many thousands of millions of miles away from a school. Even though there's probably more pot on a schoolyard than there is in a fucking dispensary. Okay, and so as time progresses and things will progress, they're gonna fucking just tax the fuck out of it, man. It's gonna be like tobacco and alcohol. And dude, I hate domestic fucking beer. That's why I live in Oregon. I live in Oregon because they have some of the best crafted brews in the world, man. Okay? That's why I live in Oregon. They're in a state dude, there isn't a country in the world that can beat an Oregon crafted brew. I don't care, man. I've been to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Plank Road Brewery. I've been in the old ancient cave where they brewed the beer, Fuck that bullshit, man. Oregon is the beer capital of the universe. So, but, I won't buy that domestic bullshit. Fuck that, man. 90 billion gallons of chemicals. Oh. What happened to Rheinhuskebot? Check it out. Google it. Rheinhuskebot. It's the German law of brewing. You didn't use so many, I think it was like 4 ingredients, man. I think the only thing you're allowed to use in German beer is water, hops, yeast, and barley. I think that's the only thing and there was a time in Germany, man, if you deviated from that law, you would lose your brewing license. And you know how Germans are. They just come kick your fucking ass and burn your brewery down. So, anyways, yeah, man, it's good that shit's happening in the right way, but man, growers, you guys need to fucking unite, and you guys need to back the fuck off this regulated idea, man. You can't let them do that to you, because if you guys shut the shit off, you sit down on it for a minute. This is an old 1960s, like a 1980s trick that we used to do. We'd have large supplies of weed, man. We'd have it all big chunks of the shit. We'd get the Mexican brown weed and shit back in the day, because it was not like weed was as good as it is today. We didn't have the breeders that we do today. And there are some great breeders out there, and I will give Miss Jill and fucking Subcool props to Jilly Bean, but and many other breeders, and there's some Canadian breeders that I really like, and stuff. I give props to a lot of my friends up there, my breeder friends in Canada, and some of my breeder friends in Europe as well, Stymie and all that. It's a good thing, but as things progress across the United States, sitting at 24 states right now, almost half the union, us growers need to unite. All of us growers do. We can't fall into this system to think that commercialization is the way to go with this plant, when we know that if we let this fucking thing go mainstream without any of our personal hand on it, man, it's gonna go bland, dude. It's gonna go bland. It's gonna be all the same shit, all the same strains. It's gonna be all inbred. It's instead of letting natural law do the process of the plant, going back into the factory. And I'm gonna tell you something. Back in '89 and in '88, when I was growing indoors under lamps and shit, I remember we had fucking blights and shit that are a lot different than we get today when we're growing. And some of those blights were really fucking strange and phenomenal. And many, many, many growers in the 80s experienced that. And I think it might have been that we just didn't have the type of equipment we needed to do it indoors. But the thing is, man, it just was really weird. And what was happening, though, is that we had heard rumors that a lot of that shit had to do with us just overbreeding shit and just fucking mixing all this shit together and just not cross-cutting and fucking cloning everything to death, man. And so once people started realizing how important seed stock was in their garden, and how important, you know, yeah, it takes time, and you know, you got to go through some hassle sometimes sorting out the males from the females, but it's far more worth it because you're starting back from the basics again. And if you get a strain, you know, if you get a hold of like Petrichor, you're getting Master Kush, Northern Lights, Matanuska, Thunderfuck. And it's a top fucking shelf strain. It's a really good strain. If you're getting Mothership, you're getting Honey Bear and Master Kush. I mixed Honey Bear and Master Kush because I really like those. If you're getting 79 Trucker, you're getting Jelly Bean and Space Jill. I put those two together. Really good fucking mix, by the way. TGA, you guys fucking had good plants, man. Just needed to fucking set those bitches down for a minute and maybe take a better look at them before you made them commercial. But they're top plants now that I've got them fucking mixed right for my own personal use. And of course, patients were the ones that suggested it, so I fucking went with it. Because they both liked those strains, but they just didn't like the effects. Some of it was weaker, some of it was just too heavy. And so one day we were getting stoned, and some friends of mine said, fuck, man, we were working on my motorcycle, and he said, hey, let's fucking, what do you think about that? And I said, well, I got fucking seed, man, let's fucking throw it down and see what we can do. So we did it. And fucking it's phenomenal. And, you know, call it Space Trucker. And so the thing is, man, is as we progress with these breeds, I want to try to encourage people the independence of keeping that seed stock in their hands, because the more people that I can convince, and even those recreational grower people that don't want to grow, or those folks saying, oh, I live in an apartment, I don't want to grow, fine, don't grow. Just keep the fucking seeds. Because one of these days, the weed that you're going to be getting at your fucking local Walmart isn't going to be your fucking choice. It's going to go back into a commercial hand. Big business is going to own it. Come on, man. Microsoft, ex-owners of Microsoft already have patents on their flavor. They already got a patent on a strain, I guess, up there in Washington. Ex-Microsoft owners do. There's people that are trying to fucking patent this shit, and, you know, that's bullshit. I don't think anybody should patent anything. You don't have a fucking right to that plant. It was never yours in the first fucking place. Who are you? Organic flesh and shit. You don't want to fucking patent it. Just because they got the money now. So if you got that fucking strain popped up in your fucking garden just because some dumb idiot was growing it across the yard and chose to keep a male in his garden without properly containing the male, and you ended up with some of that fucking pollen, this is going to be a Monsanto's thing. Yep. Oh, folks, I just wanted to tell you something else, too. There is a fucking thing on the wire right now in regards to Monsanto's with their hand art. They're already eyeballing the plant. So, they're already eyeballing it. They've been eyeballing industrial hemp for a long fucking time. Just most fucking people are too stoned to realize that it's out there. That evil demon, Monsanto's. You know, the one that wants to kill our children. With the food.
Hear something interesting? Obama's going to ask Congress for $2 billion in response to the border surge.
Oh, Obama wants $2 billion in response to the border surge. Very, very, very interesting. I think this shit's going a little fucky, folks. If you need fucking seeds, you need stock, send me an email, man. If you're not going to grow them now, fine. Put them in a safe storage spot and fucking keep them there, and if shit goes south, hey, you got some medicine. A little dirt, a little water, a little sunlight, a little love, maybe a little bit of new tea, and you'll have some medicine. But, you know, it's kind of one of those prepper things, you know. Maybe they should have done that. They would have put me on fucking National Geographic's fucking prepper, man. I'd be like, I got a fucking garden. What, man? I got fucking tomatoes right in the middle of my pot plants and shit. I got fucking. Well, they're cousins, so I grow them together.
They smell fun.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, they're like, what the fuck? You know, I got a garden. I got corn and fucking all that shit. Beets and onions and all that shit growing already, man. So, you know, but my cannabis garden, I got medicine too. And I have the cure for cancer. Right here in this fucking little jar right here. See it? So, you know, yeah, man. I think that as things progress, we'll be able to get out there. Oregon Sweetie Survival ain't fucking backing down from anybody's challenges. Okay? You know, I've had people say, you know, yeah, what about this? What about that? I don't give a fuck, man. My buddy had a fucking seed. It's conspiracy kush. I don't give a fuck if they release it or not.
It's yours now.
It's mine now. So, you know, should have been a little more secure with your seeds. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Your commercial crop was more important to you. Well, not mine.
We don't have a commercial crop.
I don't have a commercial crop. Mine's free of charge.
Yep.
So, you can't put a price to it, man. There's no fucking price to a little 18-month-old baby fucking being cancer-free. There's no fucking price to it. Sorry. It's priceless. A little baby with a brain cancer, fucking half the size of a fucking fist in her head. She's 18 months old. She takes fucking less than 60 grams of cannabis flower oil, and she's cancer-free now. Yep. And this little 18-month-old baby gets to live another fucking life, a new lease. That's right. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is 9 lives in a jar right here. 9 lives. Yep. So, I guess, man. I think at this point I'm going to go ahead and say that this is the first episode of the Druid Smoke Show.
I think it's going to be awesome.
We will be back tomorrow. And I will try to make it a little earlier, just because it is a little late over here in the Pacific Northwest. And I want to just keep this thing as it is. Me, my opinion, how I feel about it, what's going on, my rants, my raves, I guess, until I can start hearing some people with some balls stepping up and giving me some of their rants and raves, so that we can get some answers. Because politics, regulations, and all that fucking bullshit ain't gonna work it. Fucking Hollywood isn't gonna save us from fucking any of this independence bullshit. It's us. It's us. Each and every one of us that loves this cannabis plant. Yeah. That's how we're gonna save ourselves from this, man. You know, because it ain't gonna be solved by regulating it. It ain't gonna be solved by fucking bullshitting a bunch of people and promising them a bunch of crap and blowing smoke up their fucking ass. It ain't gonna work, man. I'm sorry. Especially if you're a cannabis user. I mean, cannabis users usually are not too dense. They're, you know, they're a little opened up a little bit. You know, as long as they're in that 30 up stage, man. You know, I think I've only met a few people under the age of 25 that I really wanted to be in the same room with. But you know, as it is. So, yeah, man, we're going to go a long ways with this show. And I hope to enlighten maybe one person, maybe 2 people. I'm not here for the numbers. Like I said, the Druid Smoke Show is for me. And if those people that choose to watch it, fine. But I really think we need to do something in regards to a closer network of things, because everybody has this circle thing and their fucking egos, that fucking parasite that fucking eats the shit out of them. You know, we all need to come together on this, man. We almost got 25 states. You know, if the common people, the common users out there, and the recreational folk and the medical folk out there, and those that are just coming onto the scene, man, I'm telling you, if we let fucking big box bullshit get a hold of this fucking plant, They got more money than us folks. So I'm going to encourage cannabis independence, and that's how I stand. You know, I don't need dispensaries. I have friends that own dispensaries, and I don't have a problem with them, but I don't need them. And I'm trying to teach patients how to not need them either. And, you know, if they want to go and buy some fucking tasty shit at the dispensary, that's like going to the candy store, fine. That's cool. I agree with that. But I don't agree with this commercialization of shit, you know. Owning patents to a fucking plant. Fucking ridiculous. There's still people in prison in America right now for possession of cannabis. Serving life sentences. For possession of seeds and shit. Yeah, Mark Emery. There's a good, my buddy Mark, man. You know, the king of pot. You know, the prince of pot. You know, yeah, man. Up there from Canada, man. You know, him and his wife Jody have gone through fucking shit, man, over this, just for some seeds. And you know, Mark is one of those kind of guys that just wants to fucking help. He's not out for his pocket, man. Mark has never fucking once been out for his pocket.
I don't think so.
So, as we progress with the Druid Smoke Show, we'll smoke a little bit of dank and call it a night. John, you got us?
Hello. I was curling my hair.
And remember, folks, as we always say, one free plant. You free the plant, and the rest will follow. One free plant. And Ganja Goddess, as she says,
Well, at Oregon Sweet Leaf Revival, sharing is always caring, but we are on our new channel,
the Druid Smoke
Show. But always sharing is caring.
And trust me, there's going to be some interesting shit coming up. This is only the first episode ever. Interesting shit. We're going to have guests on our show. I mean, some really cool guests. People that you're really going to fucking dig. I'm thinking about Snodgrass from down in Eugene. Maybe do some interviews with him. You know, he's the father of glass, man, and all things glass smoking art. He's the inspiration of so many other great artists all the way across the country. We're going to be talking about strains. We're going to be doing garden views. We're going to go through our gardens. We're going to talk about the spirituality of this plant, you know, and what it does. Oh, yeah, see, look there. I got some resin right there on my nose.
Some resin?
Yep. That's okay. It's good for my face.
Yeah, it is.
Look, I got some bud flower on my nose. Smell quick. Mwah.
Stop, please.
Where's the lighter? Yeah. That's some really oily weed. Anyways, so it's going to be a really, really good show. And it's going to be a show for you viewers out there. And if you guys want to watch something or see something out there, man, you want to go talk about a strain, we'll go find one in a garden so you guys can see it. If you want to learn how to grow, I'll tell you, man. Let's sit down and talk. I'll talk about everything from fucking seed to finish and everything in between, from nutrients to disease. I know it all. I'm a third-generation grower.
Yeah.
My mama is growing weed right now. My mama's got a beautiful fucking garden, and you know, my grandfather grew weed, and his daddy grew weed before that, and my great uncle grows some pretty good weed now. So yeah, man, we're gonna fucking really have
protected
some.
by state law.
They're all legal citizen, legal, cannabis users and whatnot. Live in legal states, yay! Legal states, yay! Regulations, boo, boo,
This camera.
boo, boo, boo.
It's
Regulations.
like opposite of where your hand
We don't
is.
need your fucking regulations in our garden,
No.
you government fucks. Stay out of our gardens. Get back in your fucking Pfizer closets.
You know what? Less of this. What is it? Oh, I'm not even gonna plug that. Less of that, and
More of this. And things are gonna fucking go. So, as we go, man, remember, folks, Oregon Sweet Leaf Revival. One free plant.
Free the plant, and the rest will follow.
Have a good night.